Hey, welcome. This is Sam Kirby with eXp Realty and the Sam Kirby Realtor channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's very, very close to my heart is VA loans and working with veterans. I am a service disabled veteran, so being able to help veterans and be able to help the community has been one of my biggest passions. And so here today I have with us Samira Lopez. She is a lender, one of my preferred lenders that I work with out here in Vegas. And we just kind of wanted to go over some of the big myths and misconceptions that people have about VA loans. And so with that, just going to be kind of doing a Q&A for us. And so for the first question is just kind of go through who you are, your background, and all that stuff.
I can attest that Sam Kirby is a really great real estate agent. My name is Samira Lopez. I work with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. My NMLS number is 557159. I've been in lending for over 20 years and I work for one of the largest VA lenders. So today I'm going to talk or answer questions about VA loans, and I'll be able to help inform y'all of anything that you possibly want to know.
Perfect, cool. So I guess one of my first questions is, and one of the first things I get from sellers and also listing agents is kind of they don't want to accept VA offers and stuff. And so what are the pros and cons of the VA loans?
Okay, so there's a lot of pros, but let's start with the cons, and then we're gonna overcome that with all the pros. So VA provides 100% financing. So that means if you buy a house for $400,000, you're putting zero down. So there's no required down payment. The con to that's a pro, but the con to that is if you're in a declining market, you have no equity. Equity is the amount that you own versus the loan that you have. So in a declining market, if you're going to sell at a later time, you might not have equity as fast as a traditional, conventional loan, which it's not a bad thing because we'll talk about the pro on that. In an increasing market, you'll be okay. So that would be a con, right? Another con is VA has a funding fee. Now, a funding fee is for the Veterans Department of Affairs. It's like a little insurance just in case the veteran defaults. So let me give you an example. For every $100,000 on your first time use, it's 2.3% that gets funded into your loan amount. So $100,000 would be $2,300. $200,000 would be $4,600. So that would add negative equity because you're doing 100% financing and you're adding that to your loan, right? So that's a con. And a lot of people don't talk about that, but there's more pros than cons. But since you asked me about the cons, right? So in an increasing market, which that's where the market is right now, you're going to be totally stable. So that would be one of the cons. Now, if you're disabled for more than 10%, that funding fee is waived. So that's great news. So you won't have to pay that fee, right? And also if you're a recipient of a Purple Heart, some people are. So that's another thing, how to overcome that. But I would say that was one of the cons. That's okay.
That's perfect.
Now let's talk about the pros, right? So it's not too bad, right? Because most mortgages increase in time. So the pros are that you have zero down. So when you have zero down, you have more liquidity with money that you can use to upgrade your house, remodel, or also pay for your closing costs. So that's a pro because all homes are typically down payment required, right? And that could be thousands of dollars. There's another pro where you do not have private mortgage insurance. Private mortgage insurance is a fee on every loan if you don't have 20% down. Even if you have 10% down, you're subject to private mortgage insurance. So with VA, you don't have that in your monthly payment, so it gives you more buying power. So you have an advantage of a traditional buyer using conventional FHA to buy a bigger home. And most people don't realize that. So you have stronger buying power. And we're gonna go a little more on pros because this VA benefit is so amazing. The other pro is that it's very flexible with credit and debt to income ratio. So debt to income ratio is your gross earnings versus your liability of debt per month, which is like credit cards, car payment, along with the housing expense you're going to have, the loan payment, and taxes and insurance. Most traditional loans like FHA and conventional will cap you at a certain amount. VA has more flexibility, giving the veteran more buying power. Bigger house, more lenient guidelines. Also with credit, very forgiving on credit. There's a caveat for compensating factors, but the VA loan is to help the veteran, and it's a very great product.
Sweet. That is some good pros and few
Fun.
cons, right? So, as I said before, is that I know I've submitted a lot of offers for my veteran clients, and sometimes the listing agents or the sellers don't want to take them because they don't really quite understand what a VA loan is. So can you kind of talk about, just talk about and dispel some of the biggest myths about the VA loans?
Yeah, this is what I get excited for. So the biggest myth, or what people seeing the stigma of this product, is a lot of agents feel that the VA loan will not appraise that value compared to an FHA or conventional. But that's not accurate. When you're going to look at a VA appraisal, value's value. VA appraisers are gonna pull comparables. Other homes who have sold close to the home you're purchasing, similar to the home you're purchasing, and come up with the value, and they provide that proof. Now, a lot of agents think that the value is not going to be there. The VA loan has standards where the home has to be in livable condition. So like no broken windows, no chipped paint, it just has to be livable, suitable, which protects the veteran. But that's typical for most appraisals. But the myth is that it may not come in at value, and that's not true. Actually, the VA has one of the most direct opportunities to appeal value. So before your appraisal's turned in, if the value's not going to come in, the lender is contacted with the code to let the agent know both, to have an opportunity to appeal a value coming in lower. And that's something that, is a benefit, I believe, with VA loans. So a second misconception is that a VA loan takes a long time to close, maybe 60 days. That may have been the case years ago, but in 2022, VA processing is streamlined and those loans could close as quick as traditional loans, if not faster. That's why it's important to get with a specialist. A lot of people do advertise that they're VA lenders, but some people specialize in VA. So those are the two misconceptions. It's going to be appraised value, and that the VA takes a long time to secure funding.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So one thing, as I've written a lot of offers, and one of the things I get when I do a VA offer is that either the listing agents or the sellers, they see that, the person's is doing 0% down, it's 100% loan, they have no skin in the game. What would you say about that?
Well, I would say that the listing agent should be informed that a VA loan is a very strong financial tool. The reason being, we covered, is that the veteran has flexibility of buying power. A lot of the other products cap people off, and we talked about how veterans and the VA loan allows higher debt to income ratio. So there's some loans that in between the loan process, they get declined. A VA has more safety nets in place to help the veteran. Two, just because it's zero down doesn't mean the veteran doesn't have more money, which is a great question because I just wanted to address that veterans can put money down to lower their payment. So zero down is just the whole gist of the benefit of the VA loan. If you want to put zero down, doesn't mean the buyer does not have reserves or could put more money down. So an agent needs to keep that in mind. Just because they see the pre-approval at zero down does not mean that they see the whole financial picture. So as a buyer's agent, you could discuss that if your client wants you to, explain that. Another thing is that VA, if any other product, does have documentation that has to be reviewed. So 9 times out of 10, that documentation has been turned in to the loan officer. So it's almost like an extra insurance.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the total
Grand
scheme of everything, would you say that a VA loan is one of the strongest products that somebody can get, or
Yeah.
that somebody can take as an offer?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for your service to all veterans. And of course, it's a very strong product. It's a product you can look into. One of the things we didn't talk about, you can use your VA more than once. So a lot of people feel that, oh, I already used my VA, I can't use it again. You can, even if you're moving state to state or even local to local with extenuating circumstances. So overall, it's a great product, and I would recommend that if you are a veteran, you find out what milestones you have to hit to use a VA loan, and you can contact me for that. We pull the certificate of eligibility, and I can actually give Sam a chart, you can cut that out if you want, to show where you can go to look at those requirements.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And so just kind of in summary, I just want to say that the VA loan is a very, very strong product. And the people that qualify for VA loans are all veterans, which means that they gave their lives to the service of this country. So we definitely want to get them into homes and get them owning homes. And so I'm just super happy to be able to do this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samira. If you guys want any information about VA loans, please contact Samira. I'll put her information after this video so you guys can contact her. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions about VA as well. I consider us both VA experts.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we would love to help you guys. Do you have anything else to say?
One of the things is for certain veterans and surviving spouses, which is really important. And also it's very important to get a specialist, and Sam is a VA specialist when it comes to, and also a veteran himself doing real estate. So
Cool.
that's it.
All right. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Samira. I
It was
appreciate
really-
it.